All right, hello, listeners. We're so glad you're back. For the first time ever, we have DU on the show. So, Coach Pendergast, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. My first question for you is really simple. You're a first year head coach with a plethora of notable coaching experience at other schools and other roles. You're in a new league. I just kind of want to know, how's it going? How's the transition been? What are you excited about? All that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. Fortunately for me, I have a really good group of student athletes and women on my team that were really bought in from the get-go and really enthusiastic for change. And so it's been really a smooth transition. Denver's been super supportive and been really enjoying getting to know the city and getting to know the school and the program and everything. So it's been really good.
Awesome. I love to hear that. From the perspective of having been at multiple levels at Tulsa, at Oklahoma, at UCLA, and now at Denver, what is kind of your experience with parity in volleyball as far as, mid majors and high majors?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think volleyball is volleyball at the end of the day. I think that, being at a UCLA or, Oklahoma, something like that, you tend to have more physical athletes in order to compete in those leagues. But, I'm really, we have Big 12, we have Pac 12 athletes on this team as well who have been, either transferred in or could be playing at that caliber. So it just kind of depends. But at the end of the day, system volleyball is system volleyball, and so I think the parity definitely comes if it does come into play. Will come into the size factor and the general physicality at the net. But I think you see across the country more and more mid majors are causing havoc in the rankings, causing havoc in the NCAA tournament. It's because they're playing really good volleyball. So that's what we're trying to do here at Denver as well, as play really good system volleyball.
Absolutely. Mid majors wreaking havoc is my favorite thing on the planet. I love it so much. When Long Beach State beat Texas a few weeks ago, that was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, Tyler's doing a nice job over there. He is.
Yeah, absolutely. So a common, I guess, conversation that has been happening, people in my DMs giving me questions to ask you, are talking about how DU has faced a lot of adversity. You had zero setters returning. Lauren Poulter left big shoes to fill. I think one middle returning or something like that. And Denver was one of the programs with more roster turnover than the rest of the league. How have you, but then, sorry, let me back up. Non-con looked a little shaky, but then you come out in league play last week. You're back in contention. You've shut all of us up. It looks like there were never any turnover or anything like that. How have you been able to kind of keep spirits up and then come out and play a lot more confident and consistent?
Yeah. Well, I think it's just been like a relentless pursuit of what we want to do here. I think the again, we came in with a vision, we came with an idea of what we wanted to do volleyball wise, and the team has bought in. I couldn't ask for more buy-in. Like they are bought in. They see the progress. They see the results as it's coming. And a big thing we keep talking about is we have to be patient with results, but not with the process. And so for me, that's been a big thing is like, can I be patient with the process or patient with the results and not with the process? Can they, and they follow suit. So we've definitely been doing that, a really nice job of that. In terms of coming in and facing some adversity, yeah, there was definitely a lot to do. I think Denver is an unbelievable school. It's an unbelievable athletic department, an unbelievable city, an awesome state. So when it came across my came to my attention that this was a possibility, it was still a no-brainer for me in a lot of ways, because I do think that this place could be really great. The recruiting this summer was busy, but bringing in Briley Decker, bringing in Molly Marabelli and Emma Marabelli, and then Kate Perryman, two middles, an outside, and a setter. Plus, we added Cassie Davis to the roster, who's clearly making a name for herself left and right out there. And then, only one middle on the roster, Caddy Boyer. I don't know when this is going live, but she was Offensive Player of the Week this week, so that's embargoed till tomorrow. I think it is until, but we're stoked for her. And I think, but it's just Molly has been playing great too, and she's been an incomer in the middle, and so it's a testament to our setter Briley for getting them involved. It's a testament to passers for getting the ball to the setter so we can run middle. So a lot of adversity, a lot of buy-in though. Just everyone who's come here has been all in, all gas, and so I couldn't ask for better turnout in that sense. I think because this program's faced so much adversity and so many ups and downs the last few years since COVID, really, they're prepared for anything. Like, I don't think anything comes at them where they're not like, oh yeah, we can handle that. Like, oh yeah, that's fine, we can handle that. So that part of it has been really great. And so for me, I've just been coming in and giving clear direction, relentless, like, this is where we're going, it's going to work, this is where we're going, this is where we're going. And they've done a great job getting on board with everything. So amazing leadership from people like Gianna Bartarlo and Ryan Wilkins, and a lot of the returners, even Cassie Davis and Caddy Boyer, who've come in and made immediate impacts. And so I'm really pleased with the people on my roster. I can't ever say Gianna's last name right, so I hope I nailed it. Sorry, G.
It took me a really long time also. I just have been referring to her as Gianna.
Yeah, but I was like,
yeah. As far as Caddy Boyer being player of the week, yes, that is embargoed until tomorrow. This will go live on Thursday. So you are safe.
Okay, perfect.
With dropping that. I also am glad you told me that.
Yeah.
I was gonna have an
figured as much, yeah.
Oh yeah. I was gonna have a cow if it wasn't Caddy Boyer. Because there's just no way. So yeah, awesome. Super glad to hear that. Also, as far as you mentioned, being, patient with the results, but not with the process, that totally resonates with me. And I just want to say, as like a fan who's been watching the Colorado match, winning the first set, like immediately it was just like, okay, like here, now we're starting to see, and even if you, didn't win that match, then like kind of the end of the non-con and the beginning of league play, it's starting to look like it's coming together. So from a fan perspective,
I think the thing that we keep harping as a program too is like, how good can we be? We have to put opponents across the net to test where we are. We have to hit the road. We have to go play harder and harder opponents, but it's really about how good can Denver volleyball be this year? How much in our system can we be? How confident and how much growth can we find within ourselves? And then we're going to put people across the net to test that where we are, but we're really dialed in on who we are. We're writing this book, right? We're writing our own story of Denver volleyball and in the era of our staff and with these girls and with the women on this roster. And so each day we talk about that, like, hey, this is another page, another chapter in our book. And how do we want to be remembered? For a lot of these athletes, I want them really excited that they were here year one for my tenure here at Denver. So I want them really excited 5-10 years from now that they got to be a part of it when this started. And so they've really bought into that idea, and that just keeps building the confidence, keeps building the momentum, and hopefully we can keep it going. We got 2 really, really, really hard opponents coming up this week. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned, putting opponents across the net to kind of test where you're at. That's exactly where my next question is going. So overall in league stats, do you use 8th in opponent hitting percentage and 9th in opponent blocks? So what are you working on to kind of close that gap between what you're allowing defensively and what you're earning offensively? And also, how much of that is just the hitting caliber of some of the teams that you've played thus far?
Yeah. Well, I don't know the exact number, but I know our strength of schedule ended up being about mid-30s. And so for the preseason, and so for us, we were, that was kind of a confidence booster for us that we played some legit opponents. And we did, Colorado's no joke. Air Force, UCSB, UC San Diego, New Mexico State, all of the teams that we played in the preseason are going to make a name for themselves this year, I believe. And so as we continue to build momentum, continue to build and close the gap, we've been playing catch up all year. And so we're going to continue to do so. I think we're worried about one play at a time, one swing at a time, one touch at a time. And so we're not too worried about these stats quite yet. We'll look at them. We want to look at them again at the end of the year, just see how we've progressed and can see how we continue to get better.
I was nervous about asking that question, but
no, you're good.
I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know Dosha Woods, the women's
I
basketball
do
coach,
know
but you can
Joshua
ask
Woods
her.
very well.
She came on my podcast last year and she said, I know you do research, so I'm gonna get there before you do. And I was like, you're right, I do. I do
Yeah,
pull lots of stats.
she's more prepared than I am.
Oh, that's well, she's dealt with me for a while. I do want to talk about Caddy Boyer. She's fifth in the league in hitting percentage, second in service aces. I know you kind of mentioned her, but just talk to me specifically about how she's been able to help your team offensively.
I think the biggest thing about Caddy that's in her game has taken a big leap this year is how much she's matured. I've watched her since summer until now really come into her own and really work on not only how she communicates with her teammates, but how she wants to be a leader and how she prepares. Like Caddy's up in our offices watching extra video. She's putting in the time, she's putting in the effort in order to put herself in a position to truly perform night in and night out. So for me, I think Caddy is helping our team tremendously offensively. She's doing a lot of it off the court. A lot of the work is getting done before she ever even puts on the Denver uniform, before she ever steps out on the court. She's putting in the time, she's putting in the work. She's conscious of how she talks to the athletes on our team. She's conscious how she is talking to the younger athletes on our team. So she's learning when to push, learning when to take ownership. So I'm really impressed with her maturity more than I am with anything thus far this year. We've seen a lot of growth from her even in the short amount of time we've been here. So I think Caddy is helping us a ton, and a lot of it is happening off the court.
Awesome. That's so great to hear.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I have for serious questions. So you can breathe a bit now. It's all fun stuff from here on out.
Okay.
My first Summit Roulette question for you is, what was the best food you had on a non-conference road trip this season?
Oh, so we did a really cool thing where we stopped by my I have some cousins that live in LA. So on our way back from Santa Barbara, we stopped and we had dinner at their house, and all of my friends from, my friends from LA, since I'm coming from there, and my family from out there all got to come, and the team got to spend time with them, and they got to spend time, asking questions and them teasing me and getting to know me a little bit better. And the food we had there was Greek. I don't exactly know where it was from. We catered it in, but it was delicious. Could not ask for a better. So shout out Annabeth Goodman, my cousin, for hosting that. She was amazing.
Awesome. What song, and be honest, what song is going to get you grooving in the locker room after a big win? If there's any song in the world that your players could put on the speaker.
We're rocking Doja Cat pretty recently. I don't know, the one that says, she's a rebel, she's a devil, all that one. We got that
Paint the
one
Town
rocking
Red.
in the locker room. Yeah, Paint the Town Red. There it is. We got that
Paint
one
the Town
going pretty
DU Red.
hard.
I love it.
Yeah. We got some. I'm not gonna lie, we do have a few Swifties in the locker room as well, but they're jamming out to more Doja Cat right now, I think, in the locker room before the games.
I love it. What has been your favorite moment so far this season?
Gosh, I think there's been a lot of them. Yeah, there's been a lot of them. I think there's a lot of individual moments that have been really great. I think the locker room after our win this last weekend was really cool, just for them to start to feel the momentum. I will say there was a moment against North Dakota where we were up pretty big at one point, and that's a really nice team. That's a really good opponent. And the Tupacs have done a really, really great job there, and they're going to continue to be a force. But there was a moment where we were up by a good amount, like kind of in the driver's seat for sure. And then I'm going in the huddle, and it just looked like it was 14 all in the fifth. Like the dialed in, the focus. We've been talking constantly about, we play good volleyball, we have to do it for longer. And so even though the score didn't even matter, it was like we were dialed in on what we were doing. We were focused in on how we were doing our jobs and following assignments and continuing to improve. And so I think that was the coolest moment for me so far was a timeout where I thought for sure we were going to take a breath, and we did not. We did not take a breath. We were on it. We wanted to be the best Denver volleyball team we could be that night. And that so far has been a really, really cool moment for me, as a coach, is just to see the buy-in, see how locked in we were, see how much we want this, how much we want to be great. So that was really cool.
Awesome. I love that. Well, thank you so much. I'll throw your upcoming matches on the screen for those listening.
Great.
But I just appreciate, you taking the time and you being here. Like I said, we weren't able
Absolutely.
to get Denver on the show last year, so I
Yeah.
appreciate it. So thank you.
Anytime. We're
All right.
happy to help. We love the Summit League.
Awesome. Me too. Awesome.
There
Well,
you go.
thank
I
you
love
so
it.
much. Those of
Yeah,
you
thank you
listening,
for what
Denver
you
will
do. We
be.
need more people like you to be doing this stuff like this. This is really great.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
For those of you listening/watching, Denver will be at SDSU on Thursday and USD on Saturday, both of those on the Summit League Network, and we will be back after this.